Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. Here is Mu'taz Lashin. I'm a Treasury Technical Manager in the Middle East, and today we will talk about the easiest way to make the instruction movie. Before we get started, just to make sure that all of us has the option for microphone and speaker settings just to be able to hear me well. So today's agenda, we will talk about the current process and what we are the currently doing to make an instruction movie or an interactive documents, and then we will move to how can we improve that process to have a new workflow, and after that, what's the benefit, what the value from doing the new workflow, and I will share with you some use cases. So the current process is we are making the models and then taking pictures to be able to have an instruction movie, or even to be able to have documentation for our products. So after all the product development process, we are, as a designers, we are make the product documentations, or maybe any other department, the marketing department, and after that, we are making a release of these documentations. However, we still have some rework. For example, I'm a designer, I didn't finish my design yet, or maybe I'm having a feedback from the customers, from the sales departments, that we need to make some reworks. In this case, we have to make another documentation and making a release. This is a very long cycle compared to what we have to have it in the design. So the current process when you have a SolidWorks design is to maybe making a screen capture as a designer. You may have a drawing and then push it to the sales guy, and maybe you move to the workshop and finally you are making mobile pictures, you are capturing some photos from your actual process. So how long it takes to do that for all of these processes, and what's the tools that you can use it. You can use a screen capture from SolidWorks. You can use a Paint in your Windows operating system, and to generate the PDF or the drawing as a generic format, you are generating a PDF documents. And to take a photo, all the tool that you have to do is your mobile phone. However, thinking about design changes, we can have a big issue here by having a complete rework of the cycle again. After making design changes, we have again to take these screen captures. We have to convert to the drawings as a new design to the PDF, and maybe we will be getting lazy to have a photo capture from the actual work, because this could take from 1 week to 1 month to complete the process, because we have to make a complete prototype of our new designs. So I will imagine a scenario today that I'm a designer, and in my design, I have this news tool that I need to design it with initial design, and my sales colleague in the sales department, he's asking me that he needs to show this to a customer, that this customer could be in the factory after 15 minutes. So I need to be very fast to make a complete illustrations about my new design. And to do that, we have to think about a new workflow. After completing my design, the design is already completed using SolidWorks. I need to do that and import it into a tool, which is SolidWorks Composer. And from SolidWorks Composer, we will generate one of the deliverables that SOLIDWORKS Composer can do it, which is SOLIDWORKS Composer Player, which is exe file that could be played anywhere, anytime. Just send it to your sales colleague and it will be run right away. And to do that, first, let's imagine that as I'm a designer, I finished doing all the design needed in SOLIDWORKS, and then I move to SOLIDWORKS Composer, and I will import this design into SOLIDWORKS Composer. You can see from here that SOLIDWORKS Composer will be able to import all type of files, all the 3D files types, not only the CAD files, but also the graphic files. And thinking about SOLIDWORKS Composer as views, so and thinking about what could be the sales and marketing department need, first they need all type of material, the possible material that this tool could be done with. So I'm having couple of materials that I could assign into my model that I imported initially from SOLIDWORKS, and changing the material and having a new view. And I'll repeat that for 4 times for 4 materials. So having another view with different material. And by the way, all of these images, the texture, I just imported from internet. And I will focus on the view 4 and I will rename it as a home view. As you can see from here, it shouldn't be a designer that who do that. Anyone, any user can do it because SOLIDWORKS Composer is a very easy user interface. So thinking about having a connection or link icon from one view to another to let the sales when he's set in the front of the customer to be able to view all the materials, I need to bring an icon that's when he press each and every icon, he will be able to view the material. So to do that, I'm having all of the views, holding down the control, drag them into the working area, and then having the magnet line to align them together. By using the magnet line, you can make that alignment is uniform, or you can change it the way you like. Good, done. However, I need to update all of these icons into all the views. And to do that, you can select all the views and then hit update, or maybe if you need to update it for a selected views, you can select the actors. We call these actors, these icons in SOLIDWORKS Composer, we call them actors. And then update the selected actors. Then finish the first stage, which is applying the material. So this is all, I will consider that this is all the material that I need to show to my customers for the new design. Second thing, I need to show the overall dimensions. So to show the overall dimensions, I will get back into the home design, the home view, and copy that. So remember when using SOLIDWORKS Composer, always to depend on a home view. And I will rename that as a dimension view. And we need to change the render a little bit. In SOLIDWORKS Composer, you can have multiple render views. The smooth one, the shaded illustrations, maybe the flat illustrations, which is a cartoon-like, or maybe the silhouette edges, just like the wireframe. And to import the dimension, just click the dimensions and SOLIDWORKS Composer will be able to have a bounding box dimension for all the model. Of course, we have the flexibility to change all the properties of these dimensions. We can change the arrow style, we can change the color of the attach, we can change the decimal places, we can even add a GD&T. And here why we call SOLIDWORKS Composer as a technical documentation, because it could understand all the technical aspects that's as a designer, I could think about it. So I will update my view. I finished the second stage to view the dimension. Third stage, I need to show the bill of material. So moving to the home, copy and paste, Control-C, Control-V, simple as it is, to get that view. And to have the bill of material, SOLIDWORKS Composer has many workshops available. One of them is to generate the bill of material. And from where SOLIDWORKS Composer get the bill of material is imported the bill of material from SOLIDWORKS. So whatever you have in SOLIDWORKS as design, it's integrated into SOLIDWORKS Composer when you are making the technical documentations. And by the same way, you have the same flexibility to change any of the actors, adding the bill of material. Of course, you can change the sequence of the bill of material. You can have the BOM ID first and then the description. You can even import the material, import the weight of each and every component. Having auto balloons, just like auto balloon and SolidWorks, the call out, we call it here in SolidWorks Composer, we call it call out. And to arrange that, we can have them with a magnet line. And I don't really need to take care of which one is what, because in the bill of material, we will have interactive bill of material view. And I will show you that at the end of the video. And I finished almost the bill of material. I need to update my view. And let's go to the next stage, the last one. I need to show a very simple way to have my instructions as the assembly. So for instance, I can do, of course, an exploded view in SOLIDWORKS Composer by multiple ways. However, I will decide to do it with my own way. So I will take another copy from the home view, and then I will just keep one of the sides and hide all the other components. And I will save that as a view. And to assemble the other braces, I will just view one of the braces and save that as a view. I'm doing that by the inverse way that I'm thinking. So thinking about the collapse, not the explode. So I'm viewing all the braces and then assemble them again. And having different views with that process steps will allow me to have an instruction movie that show that first you have to put the sides, second you have to put the braces, third you have to have the step, and final process is to have the top component. And to link them all together, I need to have some small little icons, little widgets, to show the next and the previous view. And to do that, I'm going to my image library in SOLIDWORKS Composer and dragging the icons, the rewind and forward icon. And we can change the size of the icon, arrange them, and link them. So we have to have an event. If the user of the sales guy need to get the next step for the assembly instruction, he will just go and click the rewind, and this will lead him to the previous slide, the previous view. And if he need to go to the next step, he will click the forward button. very nice buttons, and it's easy, very simple to add them. And to update them for all the views, by the same way, selecting the icons, selecting the views, update all the views with the selected actors. Good. So we have all the things now that's the sales may need to have it. However, to have interactive views, we need to have all the views that bring us back to the home view. And that's why we are adding the home view to all of the other views. Update the views. And the final tuning is to add some icons to the home view and let it be a talkative view. So if anyone see these icons, he can just press the icon and understand what's gonna be happen. So for example, if he's pressing the bomb, he will get the bomb view, and if he's pressing the measure tab, in this case he will bring the dimension view. And I'm arranging that using a magnet line. Here we go. And then link them to the view. So these icons will perform as icons, as event. So when a user click on them, it will direct them to the view that he needs to show. So I will link that to a dimension view. And for the bomb icon, I need to link it to the bomb view. And finally, to the process, the assembly process. Let's update that. And we get to go. We're ready to publish our content to a package. And what does it mean, a package? It means that an exe file that could be sent through the email and could be having with a DVD or burn it on a memory stick or something, that deliver it with all your products. In my case, I'm gonna send it directly to the sales guy, to my sales colleague. And when he's viewing the document, all he has to do is to click the icons. So for example, to view the colors, he just clicking here and get different materials. By this way, he's viewing different materials. And if he's clicking the measure icon, he will be able to get that. And remember, all of these will be in a 3D mode. So it's not actually a 2D, just like when you are making a capture screen or saving as a JPEG file. No, in SolidWorks Composer Player, you will be able to have all your assets as a still visual as a 3D. And here we are clicking next to see the next process. That's good for now. However, we have another challenge. As a designer, I did not complete my design. I just initiated that documentation before completing the validation analysis. So I may compare between what if scenarios, what if that I'm reducing the weight comparing to increasing the cost. For example, increasing the cost because of the operation. And to do that, after a while I'm completing my job, having a complete design, and as a designer, I decided to make a hole in the sides. And to do that in SolidWorks is very easy. We can go and suppress and unsuppress the features to have the holes. Good. So how can we do that in SolidWorks Composer? You don't have to do anything. SolidWorks Composer will do it for you. So going to SolidWorks Composer, update your documents, update it with a new version of the assembly. And in this case, in a minute, you get all your new views with the new design. So we can see the hole in all the views. We don't have even to update the views. Good. Perfect. So remember the old style. Remember the old process that we have to take capture screens, that we have to go to the workshop and make a real photo capture. And compare that with the current process. How much do we save in time and in cost? And finally, I'm getting an exe file that I can play. I can zoom in, I can zoom out. So it's not a static image, it's a 3D image. And even for presenting my design, my product, it's very easy to have different idea of the design, of having the bill of material, having the dimension, and so on. So in summary, using SolidWorks Composer, we will be able to have XBoot views, vector graphics and raster graphics, high resolution image, shaded illustration, interactive BOM, silhouette wireframe and flat rendering, interactive storyboards that just like what we did, and video animations quickly, easily, and anyone can do it. This is why we are having in the secret in our source the integration between all of our products. SolidWorks Mechanical Design is integrated with SolidWorks Electrical Design, all of them integrated with the Composer and Inspection, MBD, and Visualize. And you don't have to wait for the process to be completed to start the other one. So just to have initial design, you will be able to do SolidWorks Composer even before making design validation. And by this, we are saving a bunch of time to create our interactive documents. And all of these savings will be put in our return on investments and will enable us to get to the market faster, reduce the cost, and improve the quality. We have a customer case study here, which is Maple Leaf, that this is from the Netherlands, a biggest company in Netherlands in furniture. And what they have found by using Composer, they need the main need that they need to have a customer satisfaction through easy to understand animation and sampling instructions. And by using SolidWorks Composer, they found that they reduced their time to create the technical documentation by 40%. And this is a sample from their 2D documents. That's the PDF file. And as you can see here, almost nothing to be said. I mean, there is no real instruction text because the image really is talking more than 1,000 words. And if we are looking to their 3D interactive file, they made it the way that the customer can do the backing, the unbacking of their products and do the assembly themselves. And by this way, they really increased their ability to export more complex products rather than the simple one. And all of the assembling process will be done by the user himself. And even you can imagine here that they are mention what tool that the user can have, what are the components that he needs, and what are the accessories that he will use in each and every process. Another case study from UK, which is Universal Cycles. And Universal Cycles, they are the biggest leader of folding bicycles in UK, and they have a challenge. Because they wanted to create a high-quality 3D animation of assembly instruction available online for their customers and distributors. And what they get actually after using SolidWorks Composer, that they will be able now to create the assembly instruction and reducing from 1 month to 1 week. Imagine the time saving from 1 month to 1 week. And let's look at their video. And they created that video using SolidWorks Composer as well. And this video is a very simple video to show for their customers how they can fold the bicycle completely. So it's showing the steps step by step. Till the end. So what we have done so far is making an instruction, an interactive deliverable, a movie with SolidWorks Composer and publish it with SolidWorks Composer Player. And we have seen a couple of case studies showing that. I believe I have reached the end of my presentation, and I'm inviting you to join me in my next webinar. The next webinar will be talking about building your first SolidWorks costing template, and this will be on Wednesday, 5th of July. And of course, I'm ready to receive your questions. If you have any question, please put it in the question area. It seems that that there is no questions. Anyway, you have my contact email. Please feel free to send me an email anytime. So I have a question here. So far, it's just the beginning to get a brief idea. Why surely come up with it's very soon once we get through. Of course, it's very simple. As you can see, anyone can use the user interface. Please feel free to contact me if you have any question or any doubt. So, thank you so much for attending today's webinar.